everybody, and welcome back to Ill Communication, the illest interview show around, where I interview all my awesome friends, such as today's guest, Mad Zach.
Hello.
Welcome back, man. Yeah, we've done a lot of things together, but never an interview.
That's true.
Yeah,
True words.
Good vibes, man. Good vibes. So, how's Europe?
Europe has been great. Yeah, I took a year off from touring just to be focused in the studio, and that was awesome. Really enjoyed that, and now I feel inspired, and it's been nice to get back out and play more shows.
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
I've been digging the hypnotic 160 BPM bass techno, as you've dubbed it.
Yeah.
I think it describes it. It's an apt description.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
very detail-oriented description, but yeah, that's the idea. I've been super inspired in Berlin, like going to the clubs and stuff, and yeah, it's just a much different experience than stuff I've experienced here in terms of sort of the perpetual movement of the vibe.
So how is it different? Like what would you say? What would you say at an experiential level? Like when you're at the club, how does
It's a lot less focused on the DJ as a spectacle, so it's a lot more about like just finding your own zone on the dance floor and being able to lose track of time and get lost. And a lot of times I wind up just kind of trancing out. I mean, you kind of get in this like, a lot of hypnotic things are, have this repetitive element. So, but when you're there and it's immersive, so it can be I think in that sense it has a real like therapeutic value as well, because you can kind of get to a meditative state in your mind while moving your body, and it has athletic aspect as well, of course, if you're dancing for like 12 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the arrangements in techno songs are a lot more freeform. Like there's kind of like an arrangement style in like drop music where you're like, oh, this is the build up. Yeah, here's the drop. Okay, now we're in the B section. Here's the bridge. Okay,
Totally.
so that means we're coming up on drop 2 in about 3. And yeah, it's kind of like it feels a little bit by the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the techno, not all of it, there's a lot of different kinds of techno, but a lot of it has this kind of feeling like it could have been, it would be more like how you would just jam it out, and then they tighten everything up, of course, and sometimes you can just create it from scratch, draw it in as if you would perform it, but yeah, it has a more of a kind of flow, and so I've been trying to take that, which I like, of course, but, with the 4 on the floor, especially bringing that to the States, it has like a very specific connotation.
Oh yeah, the bass scene
vibe.
and the 4 on the 4 scene are like church and state in America. Very different from each other.
And as soon as it's got that, you're like, oh shit. So I wanted to find a way to capture those kind of like hypnotic elements and that dark pushingness, but while still keeping it kind of like sexy and having like a West Coast kind of hip hop vibe going on at the same time.
So have you found anyone who's like I mean, I don't know if you've heard the word on the street, but the word on the street is that people are digging the hypnotic 160 BPM bass techno, but it kind of flies in the face of a lot of conventions here. Has there anyone like taken you aside and been like, hey, that's just not music, man? Like I get those every few gigs or something. Really? I think if you stop getting those, it's like
it's a good sign. I think.
It's a good sign. But yeah, has anyone given you any like speeches about how weird it is?
Nobody's told me how weird it is. Actually, people seem to be like pretty excited about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard all
that.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no fun stories about people getting weirded out.
I mean, I have had some weird stories. I've been asked to play. I mean, that's every DJ, I think, especially if you're making your own music. Sometimes you get asked to play like, something more fun or something more dancey or like country or whatever.
Yeah. Or they just throw stuff. Sometimes
they throw stuff. That's why you got to keep, on your toes, always be.
And
like,
the bigger the show
open.
is, the more likely stuff is going to get thrown at you. Like people think like only small DJs get stuff thrown at them. Nope. No, the bigger the show, the more likely someone's going to throw something.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. Okay, well that's so. What's when you're performing? What's your setup like these days? Like how are you actually performing live? Is it Ableton, CDJs?
Yeah, I'm still on Ableton, so I've got the Ableton set, and then I'm using the Fireface UCX interface. So I run like multiple channels into the mixer, and then I'm using the Allen & Heath X1. And I actually dug up my MIDI Fighter Pro
Nice.
The Q-Master.
Yeah.
I was like going through my dad's like storage stuff, and I found it. I was like, this thing is sick. So I've been carrying that around, even though it's a bit heavier.
Yeah, that's back when MIDI fighters used to have faders and things.
Yeah.
Very different worlds.
And they're very robust. You can like throw it off a roof and it
like block a flying beer bottle.
So yeah, and I did that. I wanted to keep it kind of simple. I mean, I love my gear and stuff, but for flying every day and all this stuff,
especially for gigs.
Yeah, and you want carry on. Like I just don't want to check.
No way.
Stuff because there's too many times when the flight gets messed up.
How about your computer? What is stability been good for you?
Stability has been pretty good unless it gets hot. I've never had it like truly not work, but at a few of the like more hot shows, like at Coachella, it was I had it stored in my tent in the suitcase, and I was like, I should just check it out before I go.
Was your tent in like a secured area? I hope.
It was like the artist tent area.
Oh, okay.
So not the most secure.
Yeah, no, that's very trusting.
But yeah, I went in to go check it out, and it was like, as soon as I opened Ableton, it was at like 2,000% CPU and like no audio. And this was like half an hour before I was supposed to go on. I was like, oh my god. So I went to the car, turned on the AC, and I like just had it blasting like it's full blast. And it worked in the end, but
wow,
that was scary. And the other night here in LA as well, because I had it like on, and then I closed the laptop, and for some reason it was just hot in this warehouse, and I had to like do a restart. So it's stable enough. I've never had any issues, but that's like the biggest downside. I would say, the laptop.
I know you got a live, like I'm doing CDJs and the MPC live just because I had to go to Plan B so many times. Like I remember the one year I was playing at Imagine Festival, and I had to do an all-nighter to go there because it was like an afternoon set.
Yeah.
And I remember me and KJ getting up on stage, and I got up on the mic and was like, hey, what you're about to see is totally live. We're going to be doing like this crazy live thing. And then like the computers just like, both of our computers just being like, fuck you guys. We're not going to work. And then I had to load up on the CDJs, and the CDJs, like the screens weren't working properly, and there was like flickering stuff and everything because it was just baking hot. And then there was no shade on the stage, and I actually got heat stroke in the set.
In the set?
Yeah, during the set I got heat stroke. It was
God.
fucking crazy. And I was like, okay, I gotta be ready, you know. So I've switched to CDJs personally, but very reluctantly.
Yeah, I mean,
very reluctantly.
Now they can do most of the same stuff. I kind of nerd out. Like I have in my Ableton set, like in order to do the mapping, I have a max patch set up. So I have like.
Is it the one with the curves and stuff?
The max patch?
Yeah.
What do you mean curves?
There's this max patch where you can do macro curves. You can like kind of curve your macros.
Yeah,
I think
it's
called like the something mapper, like the multi-mapper.
Oh, Mapulator.
Yeah, Mapulator. That's the one.
I have some of those ideas like implemented, but I actually have it as like a Max application. So it like takes the MIDI from the X1, and then like, so Ableton is only really receiving MIDI from Max, and then I use that to set the, create the clip grid so I can move around, because the X1 doesn't really have any like mapping. You can't like change anything on it.
Okay.
So can like scroll through my clips and trigger them, and then I have, I figured out a way to, I can like barely even remember how I did it, but like so that when I can use the looper, but when I press the button it goes red, or no, orange, and then when I press it again to like loop it's red, and then if I press it again it's off, so that, like the LED corresponds to.
And are you using like the clip looping in Ableton, or is it like
no, the loop device.
Oh, the loop device. Okay, cool.
So yeah, I was able to somehow get like LED feedback for the Ableton devices without really doing like a script.
Nice.
And then I have these knobs where it has like a linear throw for one aspect of the macro, and then like a curved exponential. Yeah,
Mapulator is so good for that, man.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah, if you ever want to curve a macro, or like adjust, like, because you can draw in your own curves, so you could have something like start and end at like similar values and have like a big bloop in the middle, or other kind of funky things. But yeah, Mapulator, I use it a lot.
But I haven't tried it. Like I remember I was running into issues where it wasn't saving my curves when I opened, but it was like ages ago.
Yeah, I use it for like curving, like doing crossfader style curves, because you can curve it on the Ableton if you like let's say you have a crossfader on a device, and you want to map that to like a filter so that it behaves like a curved crossfader on a filter.
Yeah.
You can't like in Ableton, you can put a fast cut on the crossfader setting, but there's no fast cut for the filter setting. So
There is a fast cut on the crossfade?
well, yeah, you can change like the Ableton crossfader. Yeah. So
Cool, I didn't know that.
So lately I've been doing like like when you're writing a track and you want to like mute all of the channels and have one sound happen.
Yeah.
Lately I've been using the crossfader actually in my production. To do that. So
I've done that
yeah,
before actually.
It's
Sometimes I'll resample the whole track, and then I put everything in a group. Yeah, and then I set that on one side of the crossfader, and then maybe I like reverse, or I've also done it where I put like the whole track in a granulator.
Yeah.
And I do some kind of like granulator thing, and then you just kind of cut over.
yeah, just cut over to the
But it's so much
crossfader.
easier than muting.
So much easier, yeah.
crazy.
But yeah, so there's a fast cut setting on the crossfader, but a lot of the time, like I'm using that the Moldover's Mojo controller.
Yeah.
And I'm often wanting to use the crossfader on things. So that was how I ended up getting hooked on Manipulator, but I love it now.
Nice.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
That's
I
sick.
use it all the time. So that's cool. So are you gonna be coming back to the U.S. and more often, or
Yeah,
are you
I'm
gonna be
like
on the road more now?
I'm rested. I'm ready. Like the thing is, before that, the tour schedule was a little too relentless.
Yeah.
For my taste, because I love being in the studio, and I like being home and being in the studio. I like touring as well, but I need also like to get in this deep zone in the studio where I'm really having breakthroughs. It's not enough to be home for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. For me,
Oh my
especially
god,
if,
I don't even know when the last time I was home for 3 weeks was.
you reconnect with your friends and you gotta rest.
Friends?
Yeah.
What are those? Oh, amazing.
So yeah, I want to just do it like a couple times a year, do a tour, and then hit one-off shows, but not have the constant. That way it can be, for me, I think it'll be better. I'm excited for it. And I'm coming back in December I'm doing 2 days
very
with
cool.
Deadmau5.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I saw the promo for that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. And then I'm going to Australia for a couple shows. Australia.
They will love the 160 BPM hypnotic bass techno.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, that is right up their Aussie alley. Because they don't, they like things that are psychedelic sounding and crazy,
Yeah.
and they do not like rapping and vocals.
They don't?
Anything with rapping or vocals is just commercial to them,
Oh, okay.
right? So they like their music psychedelic and crazy and no vocals,
Instrumental.
and they like a lot of like rule breaking kind of balls out shit.
Sick.
So I think you don't even have to change anything. You just
Well, that's good.
as you do, they'll love it.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I've been playing just all originals, so there's not much changing. Although it is different, I notice every time, because I always think I should plan it out or get it all figured out how it's gonna go, and then sure enough, every time I just make some ridiculous decision early on, and then I'm like, all right, I'm winging it.
Yeah,
But
totally.
I mean, it's not my first time winging it, so it always turns out good. But it keeps things fresh.
Hey, so something that I saw that was pretty cool was I was at Aphex Twin in Fuji Rock. I was hanging out with
sick.
Aphex Twin when he fucking played one of your tracks.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You know that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a happy moment for me.
Yeah. So what's it feel like to have Aphex Twin play your fucking music? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it felt like some kind of, it was surreal. Other people told me, they were like, dude, you gotta check it out. And yeah, I mean, because he's always been a sort of demigod. of
Yeah.
production.
Do you email him and stuff?
No, but I thought about just because I don't have his email or anything, but I was just gonna be Richard, implant secret messages in my music.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'll get you in contact with him because he's playing your shit. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to.
I'll get you in contact with
Be
him.
in
He's way more socially. I was expecting him to be a fucking alien, just in the corner eating his hands or something in one of the music videos. But he's
Yeah.
actually totally this normal social skills and just really kind of sweet and
Nice.
thoughtful and stuff. You know.
Oh,
Yeah. I
that's
thought he was just gonna be a gibbering maniac, but he's actually.
Okay, good.
Got fairly normal social skills. So another pretty good feather in the cap that I saw go down was Noisy Radio.
Yeah.
They're dropping your shit too. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, they've been super awesome with the support on a bunch of the latest tracks.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. Yeah. Yeah, it feels good. I've always looked up to both those producers, so it's nice to have them acknowledge what I'm doing. And
You gonna go over to Groningen, say hi?
if I'm over there,
Because I mean,
may
it's
very
not
well.
that far, right? Like everything
it's
in
not
Europe's
too far.
pretty fucking close.
it's true. Yeah, it's easy to get around, but you always find a way of, like, you can think somewhere on the other side of town of LA is like super.
Oh,
far
totally
away.
far. I never leave the house. People are like, "How's
Yeah.
LA?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Even in Berlin, like I'm very much like in my little 3-block radius.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna go to Prenzlauer Berg in like 30 minutes by train. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, no way. How would I get home?
Yeah. Yeah. Super far. So, what do you miss the most when you're in Europe? Like what?
Like about the States?
Yeah. What makes you nostalgic?
I like being here and being able to communicate really freely, and I quite enjoy, like, play as just being silly, having like fun with words and joking around with people, and so I just don't, because my German is like very basic.
Yeah.
So I'm not like really like ripping it up with the guy at the corner store, or like
Yeah.
barging into people's conversations and like saying something funny. Not
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So
That
yeah,
makes sense.
here I got here, and I'd been for like 30 minutes, and I realized I needed a toothbrush, so I went to a corner store, and he's like, "Which one do you want?" I was like, "A soft one." And then he accidentally like knocked a bunch off, and he's like, "They're soft now," and like it seems insignificant, but I walked out of there with just like, "Fuck yeah!" I got the joke.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
So that, and the certain food, like good burritos, good Mexican.
Yeah. Probably not a lot of burritos in Germany.
Not a lot of burritos. I mean, we do have, burritos, but nothing amazing. Yeah. And yeah, nature, obviously, it's beautiful out here, especially in California. So I've been trying to soak that up. And family, friends.
Word.
So there's a lot here for me that I really appreciate, but there's also a lot of nice things about there.
Yo, what have you been like? Do you have any like new German addictions that you're missing out
New
there, or
German addictions?
are there any like pastries you're obsessed with, or anything like that that's just like, oh, I can't wait to get back to that thing.
Yeah, well, I make these crazy smoothies every morning at home, and it's got like just a massive list of like berries and super fruit powders and all this stuff. And I've been trying to like stay on it here because it was like such a huge part of my morning every day. And like on tour already, like your whole metabolism and your sleep schedule.
Oh yeah, it all goes out the window.
It's fucked. And it's pretty easy also on the road to like just eat like a burger every day.
Dude, that shit, it tastes
Or,
so
like,
good, and then
yeah.
you just feel so bad after.
So bad.
So bad. Yeah, I never do it, man. I always regret it.
Yeah.
I always regret it.
And I tried to do like a similar thing when I was staying with my dad, but for some reason it tasted different. I think like everything I've noticed here is way sweeter.
Yeah, so much
Like,
sugar. And in
so much
Canada, it's
sugar.
salt. Apparently in Canada,
Salt,
they
okay.
add like way more salt than any other country.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I actually, since leaving Canada, I've noticed it.
The lack of salt.
Things are extra salty in Canada.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's gotta melt snow in the Canadian soul
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. But,
also riding the bike around as like there everything is super close.
yeah.
So if I want to drop something off at the post office, it's like a 2-minute walk. If I want to get food, it's a 2-minute walk. If I need to go to my studio, it's a 7-minute bike ride.
Yeah, I miss that. Nothing is close.
Yeah,
In the
it's
neighborhood
like getting
in LA.
around here. It's like everywhere is like $20 Uber and like 30 minutes in traffic, and you're just like, oh my god.
And there's, I think as a general rule, at all points, something in LA somewhere is on fire. Like all the
Totally.
time. Like 24 hours a day, there's just something's on fire
It's crazy.
somewhere.
Yeah, I was up. I hiked up to the observatory yesterday, and it looked like one of the skyscrapers was on fire.
There's always something on
Yeah,
fire. Like
it's
it's
like,
it's
what
not
the
even a
fuck?
big deal. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
it's LA. There's this skyscraper
Yeah.
on fire, whatever.
It's just on fire.
Yeah, that's just how we do
Yeah,
it.
now they're turning the power off.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know.
Like 500,000 people without power. They're just like, and then I started looking around at all the power lines, and I'm like, oh my god, like what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
They should be underground.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. But it's part of the fun, isn't it?
Wild West.
Yep. Yep. So that's dope, man. So how about musically? Like, are you? Is there anything that's really got you excited to get back to the studio? Any new aspects of music that are turning you crank?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's something. Yeah, I mean, I feel inspired. It's like an energy that I don't know how will manifest when I get back, but I feel like whenever I play a bunch of shows, I get kind of juiced up to because I can imagine, and also like sometimes when I'm just making tracks in the studio, I'm not thinking about how the tracks go together necessarily, or like making, like whenever I start playing out, I'm like, why didn't I make atonal intros and outros on all my tracks?
Yeah, I do that too. Or you make this track that you're like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever made, and then you're trying to fit it into set, and you're like, this doesn't fit with anything else I've ever made ever. Like, what do I even do with this?
128 BPM, like in 3/4. I'm like, okay, that's one track that I have. So yeah, but yeah, it's been really fun to play. Like I have a bunch of unreleased stuff that I've been playing out as well and testing out. It's been going well. So
cool.
Yeah.
How about producing on the road? What do you like? Are you just in the box, or do you have any like things that you bring with you for producing on the road?
I've tried so many times to produce on the road, and I just like whenever I think I'm going to, I just don't really. I really like being in my studio, and I like having the mental space to like be all in.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like, and I have made some beats in the airport, and I used to always, get the laptop out on the plane and like go like in there trying to. But now I just stare into space.
Yeah.
Like a lot, or I like sit there, or go walk around. Or I mean, the time passes pretty fast.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So, but since I've been in LA, I've been trying to go around and link up with producers. I was just over with Amp Live.
Oh, word! I love that guy.
Yeah. So,
Amp Live from Zion. Very, very talented. If you don't know who they are, get to know.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know. Hey, any music recommendations? Anything that you've been listening to lately that you're really want to share with the world?
Yeah, this guy. I'm super into like Middle Eastern flute music. I've been for the last year, and this guy Abdallah Helmi.
Abdallah Helmi.
It's like
Abdallahelmi.
Abdallahh.
Okay.
Helmey, I think.
Okay, cool. I took a guess and I was wrong,
but pretty close.
Yeah.
So he's an Egyptian Kawala player, and Kawala is like the regional variation of it's kind of like the ney, which is like the Turkish. They like all these countries. They have their own variation on it, so they're all like. From a piece of bamboo, and you blow in the end, but they have different, dimensions and shapes and sounds. So this one's called the Kawala. It's very like, it's just crazy because he'll have like a drone going for 15 minutes and just like this like slow beat, and then he just like it just goes. It's not like different sections. It's just like an endless train of thought that somehow keeps coming back to these themes, but not really, and moving, and like I just lay there and I'm like, oh my god, blowing my mind.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that
sounds cool. I'll check that shit out.
Yeah. And electronic music, I need to like. It's been cool coming out here and like. Oh, you know what else is? I've been really into this techno artist named Rose. It's like
Rose?
2 R's OSE.
Huh.
And yeah, he's like so sick. It's so trippy.
Cool.
It's like all these kind of like endless morphy, like squishy kind of. It's good. You
that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. How's your brother, Sabion? How's he doing?
He's ripping it up. Yeah, he did. He's been doing my art, and
very cool.
He came and stayed with me in Berlin and was doing because he's super into the lithographic screen printing.
Right
so
on.
I haven't actually seen how it works, but it's something like you have this flat stone, and then with like acid and different chemicals, you kind of like.
So it's like you etch into the stone?
With chemicals as well,
yeah.
Different layers, and then you press
Yeah, I think it's like you put like wax on it, and then you chip away the wax, and then put acid, and the acid eats where the wax isn't.
Something like that,
yeah. And then you put ink.
Yeah, it's very old school. And so he's been making some incredible stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. Well, hey, is there anything else you want to share before we go? Any shout-outs?
I have a track that I produced coming out soon on Mad Decent.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's for these Australian girls who have a group called Haiku Hands.
IQ Hands. I
It's
think I've
kind
seen
of
that
like
name somewhere.
Beastie Boys 2019. It's a little bit feminist, but not overbearing, and like just sick rhymes and like
Cool.
really fun stage presence and costumes and stuff.
There's vocals in your remix?
It's not a remix. It's like the track.
Oh, it's the track.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
It's pretty funny because it's like really outside
So
of my...
did you just like make the beat for them and then they rapped over it, or did you?
Yeah,
did
she
you produce
sent
the
me
whole
like
thing?
some kind of like little vocal snippet thing.
Okay,
And then
cool.
I made the beat around that, and then they recorded the raps after that.
That's exciting. Mad decent too. That's fun.
Yeah, that was cool. So that's happening. The Dead Mouse show's coming up if you're in Minneapolis.
Oh, that's a
or
great city for it.
Milwaukee is the other
Nice.
one. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, that and just I'm gonna do. Oh, I have a bunch of new sound packs that I finished.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, that should be
exciting. Are you
cool.
coming out with DJ Tech Tools or?
I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. I've been doing some on my own sound pack label, Mad Lab.
Nice.
So I may do that.
Yeah, the
and-
sound packs are always like when I need like recreational finger drumming time. That's always the first thing I reach for.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
because like when you work on your own sound packs, you always want to fix something. You know, like, I'll
Totally.
be
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the Mad Zach sound packs are a good time, especially if you have a push. You got to get the 64 pad lab.
Definitely.
It's just a staple. It's a staple.
Very fun.
Yeah. All right, Word. Well, hey, thanks for taking the time out
Absolutely.
to chat. Good to catch up.
You too, man.
Lots
Great.
of love. Thanks for watching, everybody. Where can people follow you? Just at Mad Zach Official? Or
Yeah,
you
Mad
got-
Zach Official on Instagram, and actually everywhere is the same.
Everywhere, Mad Zach Official?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
It's official.
All right.
No faking.
Follow Mad Zach. Follow Mad Zach. You will not regret it. Check him out. He's got lots of great music out, lots of tutorials, lots of sound packs, and lots of love. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.